Doubleheader on Saturday, and Hollywoodbets Kenilworth will begin last of all at 12:50. That's the off time for race number 1. 1,000 meters is the distance for this maiden juvenile plate. Joining me on the line is Graham Hawkins. Graham, how are you doing?
All good, thank you, Rahil. Looking forward to this card. The going should have dried up a little bit. No rain since Tuesday's race meeting in heavy going. The sun promises to shine, but it's still very much going to be on the soft side. In particular, the first three races, all for juveniles, some really nicely bred, choicely bred horses coming out. For their debut runs against some horses with form, and then a lot of trappy handicaps to make up the card. So it's going to be challenging, and dividends could be good.
Let's get straight into it. Race number 1, start off the bipod 12:50. Favourite here, Magical Place at 5-2. That's number 11. Sardinia Bay 33-10. Half brother to Captain's Ransom at 5-1. 11-2. The one horse Astronomical Boy 7-1, and Better Baldos. Graham, plenty of well-bred horses as you touched on, and the first race they've got a few of them, but what's your thoughts here?
Well, none of them appear to be strongly fancied if the comments in the computer form are anything to go by. But as you mentioned, number 1, Astronomical Boy, number 3, Green Choice, the half-brother to Sarki, number 10, Caesar's Ransom, the half-sister by Vercingetorix to Captain's Ransom. They all have outstanding pedigrees. The form horses are clearly numbers 5, Sardinia Bay, and 11, Magical Place. Now, this is the first leg of the bipod, being an 8-race card. My better choice for this meeting is the Place Accumulator, which starts in race 2. So clearly you have to include numbers 5, Sardinia Bay, and 11, Magical Place. Number 8, World Champion, is one that could certainly improve off the back of a reasonable debut, but should be held by number 5, Sardinia Bay, strictly on form. But of course, with 2-year-olds improving at different levels, that direct lateral form doesn't always necessarily reflect or play out in their next start. So 8, World Champion, certainly one that can improve. But as always the case when the first leg of the bipod features so many of these nicely bred 2-year-olds, the advice is always the same. Delay putting on your bipods as long as possible. Watch them go down to the start. Monitor the market as race time approaches. But clearly the backbone of the bipod has got to be numbers 5, Sardinia Bay, and 11, Magical Place. Perhaps Magical Place does deserve to be favoured. It was a promising debut, but it was a small field, and we'll have to see how that form holds out.
Yeah, that's race number 1. Now follow the market when it comes to the first timers, but 5 and 11 could be the business here in the first race. Race number 2 next up, 1,200 meters is the trip. Start off the Place Accumulator, maiden juvenile plate for the fillies, and number 3, Nebulous, is your 22-10 favorite. Number 9, Wanda June, daughter of Zoostar, at 3-1. 4-1, Megan's Diamond, 4-1, Hazel Green, it's 7-1, and Better Baldos. Graham, number of first timers here, but Nebulous, she's a filly that is threatening for that maiden win now.
I think from a Place Accumulator perspective, I've gone that way. Bank at number 3, Nebulous, in the first leg of the Place Accumulator. 2 starts under the belt, more experienced. Same comment applies to number 2, Megan's Diamond. Perhaps Nebulous's form is slightly the stronger, so I prefer number 3, Nebulous, over number 2, Megan's Diamond. But the key horse in the race, Rahil, is very clearly number 9, Wanda Dune, by Zoostar, as you've mentioned. She's out of a very good race mare who was a multiple winner over sprint distances, won at grade 2 level. This was a very expensive purchase in Australia by Sabine Plattner. They had to dig deep for number 9, Wanda, or Wanda Dune, however it is correctly pronounced, the Australian daughter of Zoostar. So there's already been a little bit of a nibble in the market for her. She's the key horse in the race. But we've seen a number of occasions where these horses attract anti-post support and then drift out on course. The comments are not that bullish. A nice type of filly could need further, but there's plenty of speed on the dam side. So here again, the key horse could be the first time at number 9, Wanda Dune, but I'm hoping certainly from a Place Accumulator perspective that number 3, Nebulous, will get us through. But watch the betting, watch them go down to the start. There's every chance that more money will come for number 9, Wanda Dune, and you're going to have to frame your bets and structure your bets around the possible support for number 9, Wanda Dune, if it follows through. The race time money will tell its own story, but I think number 3, Nebulous, should be good enough for us in the opening leg of the Place Accumulator.
Moving along to race number 3, start off the pick 6. 2 p.m. is the off time, 1200 meters the distance. Maiden Juvenile played 4 fillies. Number 7, Beach Verse, is your 22-10 favorite. It is 5-2 about number 1. It's then 4-1 number 8, Chickasaw. It is 8-1 Splash of Color, Up in Flames, 10-1 and Better Bar Those. Graham, what's your take on the third race on the card?
Well, here again, I'm hoping the form works out from a place accumulator perspective, certainly, and also from a pick 6 point of view, because there are a number of trappy races. You know what, races 1, 2, and 3, as we mentioned, all for 2-year-olds. And so let's hope it all works out nicely in terms of the exotics early in the day, because there's some very, very trappy races to come later on in the card. Beach Burst, of course, the half-sister to Beach Bomb by Vercingetorix, showed very little in debut, but marked improvement in a smallish field next on out, obviously coming along the right way. That is how Candice Bass Robinson introduces them into racing. She's not harder than 2-year-olds normally, first up, but they will improve with racing. The same comment applies to stable companion number 8, Chickasaw. Just refused to gallop on debut and was well back now. I know that this filly's got ability, and she showed that in her next start when showing huge improvement around second to Demoria. So clearly Candice Bass Robinson holds all the aces here with number 7, Beach Burst, and number 8, Chickasaw. They should continue to improve. There is 1 or 2 others. There are 1 or 2 others that can also come on with the benefit of their first round under the belt. Piterac, number 1, is certainly one of those. And number 5, Up in Flames, another one of those. Up in Flames was only a length and a half behind Beach Verse on debut and can be expected to step forward. So there shouldn't be too much to choose between numbers 5, Up in Flames, and Beach Verse, but Beach Verse has certainly got pedigree on her side. So in the place accumulator, I've got numbers 7 and 8, the obvious 2. These are also the 2 that are most fancied in the market, although Piterac is quite short, so there might be a whisper out for it. But the pick 6, again, watch numbers 1, Piterac, 4, Splash of Colour, 5, Up in Flames, go down to the start, monitor the on-course betting. If there's no real splash on these horses, then maybe in the opening leg of the pick 6 we can get away with number 7, Beach Verse, and 8, Chickasaw. It does look as if Candice Bass Robinson has found the right race for these 2 fillies.
Moving on to race number 4, start of Jackpot 1, Middle Stakes, fillies and mares, 1400 meters, the trip, 14:35 is the off time. And number 6, Swiatek, is your 28-10 favorite. Number 4, Miraculous at 3-1. These 2 fillies have certainly met on a number of occasions. It's 7-2 Fun Zone, 4-1 Kamchatka, 11-2 Goodness Gracious Me, Lada Vina. And then number 5, Glee Club, is at 25-1. Andre Nell certainly wanted to keep this race going. I see number 3 is now a scratching, so it's a field of 7 runners that remain. Graham, race number 4 looks to be quite a trappy contest.
Now things get interesting, Rahil. Yeah, small field, but races 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are all difficult races. I've tried my best to narrow them all down, so I'm going to focus on those runners that I think are the principals, because any of them or all of them could produce upset results. This, as you say, is a very tough race. I'm honing in on numbers 2, Fun Zone, 4, Miraculous, and 6, Swiatek. I'm going to rely on one of these 3 to get me through. I really believe that Fun Zone from a nice draw is going to run well. She's holding form nicely. She's always dangerous. Recently, she's preferred to go slightly further, but she is effective over 1400 meters. And with the going on the soft side, this could be right up her alley. What we noticed during the course of recent meetings, particularly with races around the turn, in most instances, you need to be quite close to the pace. They're not stopping in front and they're battling too quick enough from the back. Although, as I say, the track should be running a little bit faster than it has perhaps or did on Tuesday. But I do like Fun Zone. I think Miraculous is knocking loudly at the door. I think of 54 kilograms. She sports earmuffs. That's a late declaration. And clearly Swiatek sets a standard. She won really well last time out. But this is a lot stronger, Rahil. Beating Rahaba by a length and a half in an average rate at 75 race, where she now steps into an average rate at 86 race, is going to be a different kettle of fish for number 6, Swiatek. So I'm going to rely on these 3. Number 2, Fun Zone, I think I'd make that my top choice, but you mentioned Andre Null, he kept the race alive. scratched his Ricky Tikitavi, but Kamchatka and Latavina either could win. So they obviously need to be considered, along with the three that I've mentioned. Goodness gracious me, can't be ignored. It all adds up to a very tough race, but I'm going to try through the course of this preview to narrow it down. I'm not going to go wide in every race because that just becomes far too costly. So 2 Fun Zone, 4 Miraculous, 6 Swire Tech, the 3 that I'm looking to get me through this leg of the pick 6. In the jackpot, I might go a little bit wider just to hedge my bets and have a few different types of permutations. But Fun Zone, I think, might be good value, but I'm really expecting both Miraculous and Swire Tech to run well, although Swire Tech does take on a lot stronger. Would I be surprised if Ladavina goes all the way again? Absolutely not.
3 horses to play around in race number 4, but it's a field of 7 where most of them, in fact, have got chances. So we'll tread warily there in the 4th race. Race number 5 next up, and the 5th race on the program is set to be run over 1,400 meters, class 5, fillies and mares. And your favorite here is number 3, Oncidium, 2-1 into 16-10. Number 6, St. Bridget, 5-1. Number 5, I'm the Buzz, 5-1. 7-1, Angels Oasis, 7-1, Nile the Boss. It's an 8-1 and better ball. Those. Now we've got a 2-year-old filly taking on older horses here. A filly that's certainly open to plenty of improvement. She's been given an opening mark of 86. She's got top weight of 61, so has to concede weight to all of her rivals. But Graham, she's got something that the rest of them don't have, and that's a lot of scope for improvement. And these horses, they're in their place.
No doubt about it. Now, we spoke about the difficulty of races 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So Oncidium becomes a really key horse. 2-year-old, just about to turn 3. In a Class 5, we've seen the 2-year-olds win in Class 5. Beat Apra City comfortably last time out. Apra City came out to frank that form in no uncertain terms. And as you've mentioned, the rest are all in their place. This one, we don't know where she will end up. Oncidium shows a tremendous amount of promise. And this is a key horse in the race because if you're happy to go with her, that makes the structure of jackpots and pick sixes somewhat easier, and you can perhaps go a little bit wider in the others. So I'm going to take my chances with number 3, Oncidium. The one horse that in a cover perm I'm going to include because she's running well, she's knocking at the door, and that is number 6, St. Bridget. I make her the principal threat to number 3, Oncidium. Now, we could have a situation where Oncidium is just not ready despite the potential that she shows to take on these older horses with 61 on her back, although she's nicely drawn, and she could fluff her lines. But like you, I believe there's a lot more to come. She showed a touch of class when winning last time out, and I'm hoping that she gets a job done. The only one that I'm going to look for a bit of cover with is number 6, St. Bridget, and take my chances on that basis. Yes, there are others that flatter to deceive on occasions. I'm the Buzz has shown improved recent form, but I fancy that she might just be better down the straight rather than around the turn. So Oncidium, the clear first choice, St. Bridget, the danger, but you might have to row in with Oncidium just in order to get the structure of the permutations right, because she does look like a filly with a bright future. Richard Ferree rides with Justin Snaith. Richard had 4 winners at the track during the course of the week. So whether he's chasing the championship or not, he's just a consummate professional, and he'll get the best out of all of his rides.
Just want to throw one horse into the mix. Number 1, Miss New York at 16-1 in the market. Her last win came around this time last year. That was on the 2nd of June. She certainly enjoys the winter course, and she enjoys the going as well. Last 2 starts have been a lot improved on her overall form, so she could get involved for exactas, trifectas and quartets at 16-1 in the market. But the 2-year-old filly, daughter of Danon Platina, certainly the one that they all need to beat. Next up, race number 6, class 3, 1,400 meters is the distance, and this 6th race on the program is at 15.50. Please Be True, Air Raid 33-10, 7-2 Land of the Rising Sun, Captain West at 4-1, 8-1 and better about the balance. Number 10, Oliver is the scratch-in. Grammar, this horse, Please Be True, he has been frustrating on occasions, but last time out he just got over the line, beating Prometer, who did run second at his next start when beaten behind Sugar Mountain. He's gone up a 3-point penalty for that success. Can he repeat the dose, or Air Raid is definitely going to make him think about it?
Yeah, look, this is a tough race. It's so competitive. They're so closely matched. Strictly on form, Strictly at the weights, number 7, Air Raid, could have the measure of number 6, Please Be True. Please Be True is inclined to occasionally run a howler, but when he's on form, then he's really good. Air Raid, I think, has been a touch disappointing. Yes, he's a winner of 3 from his 8 starts. Yes, he got over the line narrowly ahead of Dawn Till Dusk, but he seems to make hard work of getting the job done. And I don't in any way think that this is an absolute match race between number 6, Please Be True, and 7, Air Raid. The betting tells its own story. 33-10 the field in a 9-horse race. There are many with chances. I think you can expect a positive run from number 3, Captain West, from a nice draw. He's been there and thereabouts. Again, strictly on form, there's nothing to choose between him and Air Raid. If you go back to the run on the 25th of May, Captain West finished 4th behind Air Raid, but only a length and a half behind, and is now slightly better off at the weights. So that will bring them a lot closer to each other. What for me is interesting is that for the first time in his career, number 5, San Pedro, sports blinkers. Now, with the services of informed champion-elect apprentice Brendan Blakey's 57 on his back. Blinkers first time, the short straight, he was heavily backed last time from 12s into 5-1 to beat Sugar Mountain, which allowed Sugar Mountain to drift out to a very backable price. So I respect San Pedro. You know, I can just see with the blinkers he's going to go hell for leather, and he could hang on. Land of the Rising Sun is interesting. He steps up in class, but he was the winner of his last 2 starts. And he could be anything, but he's going to find it tough. He might need a bit further. Those are the principles, but you know, for Lupiki returns off a race, so does Sikorsky. I think it's very difficult. My each-way play in the race would be number 5, San Pedro, but clearly Captain West, Please Be True, Air Raid, they've got to go into all permutations.
Yeah, San Pedro, interesting to see him priced up at 10-1. Perhaps those that went for him last time out will dive into that 10-1, and he could shorten as we get closer to race time, as we saw last time out. Race number 7, penultimate race Sorry,
Rahul, I meant to actually highlight this. You know, what leans me towards San Pedro is you go to his penultimate start on soft track. He finished 2 3/4 lengths behind Please Be True. He was conceding Please Be True 4.5 kilograms on that occasion, and now receives now meets him on level weights with the apprentice allowance factored in. So, you know, strictly on form, there's no way that San Pedro should be 10-1.
Yeah, fully agree there. He's got a healthy weight turnaround with Please Be True, 4.5 bet off for just over 2.5 lengths, and there's plenty of value there at 10-1 as opposed to the 33-10 about number 6, Please Be True. Race number 7, penultimate race on the card, 4 is the off-time class for 1600 meters, and your favorite, joint favorites in fact, we have a situation Beneath the Clouds, 3-1. Number 1, Tap Shoes, 7-1 into 5-1. 5-1, Supreme Faith, it's 8-1 about Golden Angel, 12-1 and better about the balance. Now, both these horses, we have a situation, and Beneath the Clouds are in a terrific form. I don't think we would have ever thought we'd see we have a situation winning 2 in a row and then following that up with 2 seconds, but she's in sparkling form. And Beneath the Clouds, well, she won straight out the maiden as she liked last time out. Richard Fourie takes a ride this time around.
Yeah, look, there's no reason not to expect both numbers 4. We have a situation in 11, Beneath the Clouds, to keep holding their form as they've done over the last couple of months. You cannot fault We Have a Situation. Has not been out of the top 2 in its last 6 starts. Has not been out of the top 2. 53.5 on the back from a nice draw with JP van der Merwe aboard. Interestingly, for the first time, JP's never ridden We Have a Situation before, but there's no reason not to believe with that handy galloping weight that she's not going to be a major player in this race. And of course, Beneath the Clouds beat We Have a Situation last time out, and despite the wide draw, Richard Fourie will probably weave his magic. He's ridden her twice for a 2nd and a 4th, will be keen to get into the winner's enclosure. So I do think that they are the principal runners, the ones to follow from by virtue of their consistency. I do like a bit of number 9, Supreme Fate. I've kept my eye on this filly, and yes, she won a very weak maiden. She followed that up by running 4th to Swire Tech, who runs earlier. She gets a chance here to go a touch further, which I think she will love. Her run over 1600 meters early in her career, when she's beaten only 2 lengths by Give Me Everything, is the run that I'm looking at. That suggests to me that although she's lightly raced and may have her issues, that there's a bit of talent there about number 9 Supreme Fate, and I don't believe that she's going to retire a one-time winner. So those are the three runners I'm focusing on. Numbers 4, We Have a Situation, number 9 Supreme Fate, and 11 Beneath the Clouds. I would make number 4, We Have a Situation, my top choice. But of course, it is a Class 4 fillies and mares, 1,600 meters. And again, 7 Lavender Bay always does enough to keep you interested. And a late declaration, I see the blinkers go back on. Now, she's raced successfully with blinkers. She's raced successfully without. When she beat Diamond Bomber on the 19th of November last year, over 1,600 meters, she wore blinkers on that occasion. When she won more recently in March, that was over 1,800 meters. The blinkers came off and she won. But maybe the fact that they've slapped the blinkers back on is just to get her to refocus on the job at hand, because she just never got into any kind of stride last time out. She's much better than that when running behind both Beneath the Clouds and We Have a Situation. So I can see a much better run forthcoming from number 7, Lavender Bay. Tap Shoes and Golden Angel for me, there's always been whispers about them. There's always been talk about them, but they just consistently disappoint. Yes, they could get involved in the back end of quartets and so on, but if either of those two were to win, I've done my bundle with both numbers 1, Tap Shoes, and 3, Golden Angel. I'm happy to sit on the fence with them. So 4, We Have a Situation, 9, Supreme Fate, 11, Beneath the Clouds. If you want to go one more, then I would suggest you include number 7, Lavender Bay. But then, of course, we'd be remiss not to at least give number 5, Blossoming Mind, a mention, because she's got a beautiful pedigree. She hasn't raced since the 11th of April. She's got a pedigree which suggests you're going to go all day. 2,000 meters should be a minimum trip. But Craig Zaki in town to ride for Justin Snaith. She could be better than rated, but faces a bit of a tough task, in my view, at this stage of her career, to give weight and a beating to We Have a Situation. But it is a Class 4. Upset is always possible, but We Have a Situation for me.
That's race number 7. We Have a Situation, the top choice here for Patrick Creyer and JP van der Merwe. Next up, race 8, final race on the program, and 5 o'clock is the off time. It is a Class 4 for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. Number 8, She's My World, is your favorite here, two-year-old daughter of One World, for Justin Snaith and Richard Fourie at 16-10. Number 2, Lhasa at 11-2. Maritzburg Memory, number 9, at 11-2. Music of the Night, the other 2-year-old in the race, at 11-2. It's 6-1 and better bar those. Just having a look here, number 4, Between the Lines, is at 16-1 in the market. This filly has got just 50 kgs on the back. She showed up well last time out in the soft conditions, and she's a type of horse that I wouldn't be surprised if she were to pop up in receipt of weight from the other 2-year-olds, Graham.
Glad you mentioned she's a crazy price. Win, lose or draw, 16-1 is just a crazy price. 50 kilograms for the services of Bungani. There's no doubt in my mind that the 3 2-year-olds in this Class 4 fillies and mares 1,200 meter handicap, they are the key runners. 4, Between the Lines, 7, Music of the Night, and 8, She's My World. And it's very obvious to gravitate towards number 8, She's My World. She's got good form. She's run in feature race company. She's got 57.5 on her back. She's got Richard Fourie to ride for Justin Snaith. So, it's pretty clear that She's My World is entitled to the respect that sees her at the top of the boards. But with 50 on her back, I make number 4, Between the Lines, a very much a live runner. I make number 7, Music of the Night, a live runner. These 2-year-olds, it's difficult to be categorical as to how much better the one is over the other. So all 3 of the 2-year-olds go into the play. And yes, you can't get hurt having a nice, decent each-way bet on number 4, Between the Lines. For me, the best of the older horses is number 2, Lhasa. So I've thrown number 2, Lhasa, into the final leg of the place accumulator, along with Music of the Night and She's My World. But certainly in the final leg of Jackpot 2 and the final leg of the Pick 6, I'm going to go 2, Lhasa, 4, Between the Lines, 7, Music of the Night, and 8, She's My World. And Between the Lines could certainly deliver at a big price. I wouldn't be surprised at all, because we just don't know how good she might be.
Yep, as Graham mentioned, terrific value there, 16-1 in the market. Number 4, Between the Lines, one to include into the play as well in race number 8. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. Graham will take us through his suggested bet for racing out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. Place accumulator begins with the running of race number 2, and the off time there is 1. Graham, take it away.
Yeah, I think this race meeting sets up nicely for a place accumulator. First leg, banker number 3, Nebulous, is the form runner in the race, but watch the betting with regards number 9, Wonder Dune. Second leg going with the 2 fillies that have shown up well in their last starts. That's number 7, Beach First, and 8, Chickasaw. So I'm not really looking for any major upsets in the opening 2 legs. Then things get tougher, going 2, Fun Zone, 4, Miraculous, and 6, Swire Tech. 3, Oncidium, who could be a key runner on the day in the structure of all exotics. I'm backing that up with number 6, Saint Bridget. Next leg, numbers 1, Land of the Rising Sun, 5, San Pedro, and 7, Air Raid. Penultimate leg, 4, We Have a Situation, 9, Supreme Fate, and 11, Beneath the Clouds. And then 2, Lassa, as the leading light as far as the older horses are concerned, including 7, Music of the Night, and 8, She's My World. But I think I'm actually going to throw a 4th horse in there, which was always going to be my pick 6 jackpot selection, inclusion number 4, Between the Lines. But perhaps even in the place accumulator, you never know. You could get a big result in the last leg, and that could boost the dividend. But it does set up for a place accumulator, this race card. It's going to be very, very tough, challenging, competitive racing.
That is the place accumulator, and you can get involved by 1. Graham, thanks very much. Looking forward to the meeting on Saturday. Seems like we've been able to find a few value selections on the day for the guys, and hopefully they find themselves in the winner's queue.
Thank you, Rahil. Yeah, also looking forward to it.
All the best with racing on Saturday down in the Western Cape.